HOA Karen called 911 after stealing my sports car, so I let the sheriff chase her at full speed. Ever had someone call the cops on you for reporting the car they just stole? Because that's exactly what happened when HOA Karen broke into my locked garage, took off in my custom-built Z06, and tried to frame me for vehicle fraud. What you didn't know? I already had everything recorded, and the sheriff on speed dial. My name's Derek Holloway. I'm an automotive engineer, part-time track instructor, and I live in a private community on the edge of Canyon Ridge, County Quiet Place. Nice views, one gated entrance, and, unfortunately, one flaming nightmare in capri pants named Karen Estelle Broadwick. Karen was HOA president, obese, mean-faced, and moved like she owned every inch of sidewalk. She drove a beige minivan like it was a tank and wore a fanny pack full of code violations. Her war cry? Community integrity. She hated my car from day one. See, I own a 2023 Corvette Z06 modified for track performance, but street legal. Matte red finish. Carbon fiber everything. I kept it tucked safely in my garage, didn't rev it at night, didn't do burnouts. But that didn't matter to Karen. The sight of it alone made her flinch like she smelled gasoline. It's inappropriate for a neighborhood with retired homeowners, she told me once, clipboard in hand. Too flashy. Too aggressive. It reflects poorly on the tone of the street. I laughed. Karen, it's a car, not a pipe bomb. She narrowed her eyes. We'll see what the board says. Turns out the board was just Karen and two of her pickleball friends who voted yes to anything involving pastel colors and garden statues. Still, I let it slide until I found a violation notice taped directly to my car window inside my locked garage. That's when I installed cameras. High def, motion activated, silent. I caught her 2 nights later. Karen, in all her glory, sneaking through a side panel in my fence with bolt cutters, then letting herself into my garage like it was her cousin's basement. She didn't just look. She sat in the damn driver's seat, took selfies, pressed buttons, flashed her stupid HOA badge at the windshield like it was a security checkpoint. I confronted her the next day. Did you enjoy the seat warmers? I asked. She froze. Excuse me? Garage cam. HD audio. Got you grinning like a teenager at a car show. Her face went beet red. You had cameras pointed inside your own garage. Yep. Crazy, right? She stormed off. I thought maybe, just maybe, she'd finally get scared off. Nope. Next morning, I walked outside and my garage was open. Empty. Car gone. My heart dropped into my boots. I called it in immediately. Deputies showed up within 15 minutes. I showed them the footage Karen and her HOA windbreaker unlocking my side gate again, using what looked like a stolen key fob, and driving off in my Z06 like she just bought it on Craigslist. But then came the kicker. Karen called 911 herself. Claimed she recovered an illegally modified car from a known HOA violator. Said she was driving it to the police station to file a neighborhood seizure report. What she didn't know? The sheriff? A Corvette owner himself. Big fan of car meetups. And he knew exactly who I was. Karen must have thought she was some kind of action movie hero. She took off from my driveway like she was escaping the mafia, tires squealing, hair flying, her oversized HOA badge flapping on a lanyard like a sheriff star from a toy store. The sheriff's office had already issued a bolob on the lookout in, since I'd forwarded them the camera footage the second she peeled out. They knew exactly who was behind the wheel. But Karen, ever the delusional queen of consequences, called 911 mid-chase. This is President Karen Broadwick of the HOA have confiscated a vehicle for community safety and I'm being followed by armed men. That's what she told the dispatcher. I listened to the call later. The operator sounded like she was trying not to laugh. Ma'am, are you saying you stole a resident's car and are now fleeing officers in that vehicle? Karen snapped. I didn't steal it. I rescued it. It was polluting our aesthetic harmony. Meanwhile, she was barreling down Canyon Ridge Highway at 97th with 2 sheriff cruisers now in full pursuit. It wasn't even a long chase. She didn't know how to handle a supercar. She jerked the wheel like she was parking a golf cart. Within minutes, she oversteered on a wide bend, skidded sideways, and bounced the carbon fiber nose straight into a ditch. The front splitter was toast. The tire blew. Steam hissed up through the hood. She tried to run. In flip-flops. She made it 5 steps before tripping on her own clipboard, landing hard in a patch of cactus. By the time I arrived riding shotgun with Deputy Riley, she was handcuffed, red-faced, and screaming about HOA immunity. She can't arrest me. I'm the president of this neighborhood. Riley calmly replied, "Ma'am, you're the president of absolutely nothing now." That's when twist one hit. Karen didn't just steal my car. Turns out, she had duplicated the key fob using a scanner her nephew gave her, one that had been part of a broader HOA surveillance kit she'd ordered online using HOA funds. She'd been scanning resident keypads, garage codes, even smart locks, all in the name of safety compliance. Twist 2. Oh, it gets better. When the investigation went deeper, authorities discovered she had filed false insurance claims through the HOA on cars she had ticketed and had to tow. She'd pocketed over $40,000 through stage violations and damages. She was charged with grand theft auto, fraudulent use of HOA funds, filing false police reports, interfering with an ongoing investigation, and impersonating a law enforcement officer. That stupid badge didn't help her case. They played the footage. Karen, sweat pouring, gripping the Z06 like she was on a joyride from hell, shouting, "I am the law," to no one as she tore through a neighborhood with decorative speed bumps. The courtroom laughed. Even the judge cracked a smile. The sentence? 1 year in county jail, 5 years probation, restitution to me for $78,000, and a permanent ban from participating in any HOA leadership in the state of Texas. The board didn't wait for sentencing. They held an emergency vote that same week. Karen was stripped of her title, her badge, her parking enforcement clipboard, and her little HOA Facebook group was shut down permanently. She tried to sue for emotional damages. It got thrown out. I fixed the Corvette. She's better now. New aero kit. Upgraded track tires. I renamed her Karma 06. And every time I drive past that old HOA office now, converted into a community garden, I see the sign Riley, and I'm made out of scrap carbon fiber from the old splitter. Respect horsepower and boundaries. So now I ask you, was this just a car chase, or did justice finally lap the field? True or false, you decide. The end.